Hey everybody, this is Daryl, aka the D from the Simply Incredible podcast. Today I'm here for my San Diego Comic Con wrap up. It's kind of a long video, but I hope you guys enjoy it. There's a few little videos here and there of a couple of panels I went to, kind of a real quick tour of the building, which it's not a great tour by any stretch. I don't think just what little you'll see is you can really appreciate how big this convention center really is. I would say it's at least a football field and a half long, at least. It is so long. And then the width of it is, I'd say, probably a football field wide. The width of a football field, not the length, but the width. It's a long convention center and it is packed from end to end. And in this video, again, you get a little bit of that. You'll see a couple of panels. One's actually from last year, a few minutes from last year with Arrow, a little bit this year with the WWE. I actually found out later that some of Hall H I could have got into, which shocked me because Hall H is one of those places you cannot get into unless you're willing to spend the night outside. I am not willing to spend the night outside. You got a perfectly good hotel room. I mean, come on. You pay good money for that. What else? The flights. It's going to start out with the first flight, taking off, not the entire flight, but just kind of taking off and kind of the beginning of the adventure to coming back into Charlotte. The thing about Charlotte, somewhat interesting. The flight was supposed to leave at 7:12 Pacific time, so I get there right around 6. I'm like, I'm golden, got plenty of time. Go to check my bag in at the corner at the street there, and he's like, okay, so do you have a second flight, like a connecting flight? I'm like, yeah, and from Charlotte to Lynchburg. He goes, that one's probably going to be missed because this one is delayed for like an hour and a half. So I was like, oh. So he's like, you got to go in and change your reservation. It's not going to be that big a deal. So, all right, cool. Go in, go to the kiosk. It's not working. They have like 3 ladies there helping people out. It turns out, well, this isn't going to work. Now I got to go to another line. And so we changed everything there, but the flight I'm supposed to get on is going to be an 8:45, and it turns out the reason they actually delayed it was weather in Charlotte. So I'm like, okay. So I'm going through the line, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to miss this flight because it's taking so long. They have one person working to get everyone fixed. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss the flight. So I finally get to the front of the line. We change the flights. I go through the line for, to check, put your hands over your head as you go through the machines and everything. Go straight to the gate. And I go up to the front of to the lady, and I was like, which group are you guys calling now? She goes, anyone. We'll be closing the door any minute now. I'm like, oh crap. So I hand them my ticket. I get right onto the plane. Within 10 minutes or so, we're backing out. I was like, wow, I literally almost missed the flight. So, yeah, right? So, we're flying. There's definitely some pockets of turbulence. Not too bad on the way back. On the way there, it was smooth sail. I mean, there's a couple of tiny little ones. On the way back, you had somewhere it felt like you're on a roller coaster and you're just dropping. Your stomach kind of leaves for a second, but it wasn't too bad. Until we get probably 100 miles from Charlotte. And I'm looking outside. I'm like, man, it's really cloudy out there. And I actually filmed part of it. It's going to be at the end of the video. The final about 7 minutes, 8 minutes of our flight. There were times, and you'll see it if you sit there and watch that. The end of the wing on the plane, it's so foggy you can't even see the end of the wing. I was like, man. And then it kind of clears up and you can see the ground and you're like, oh, we're coming in for a landing. And, so when we land, that's fine. I mean, it felt like a little squirrely landing a little bit. So I didn't think that much about it. But there was also some other people that, like a stewardess and maybe pilots and stuff from other planes. They're going from one place to another so they can get ready for their next flights and stuff. So we're there. So I hear our stewardess. He steward, is it steward if it's a male? There's a stewardess. Still stewardess both ways. Anyway, long story just got longer. So I hear him say to one of the other people, he goes, I cannot believe he landed in this weather. And I'm like, well, that's not really reassuring. I mean, we've already landed, so it's okay, but that was kind of scary. And so I get off the plane and I look at my watch. I'm like, crap, I'm not going to make it to the connecting flight. I go there and it's delayed, thankfully. And not 2 minutes after I've been there, everybody's phone starts buzzing. It's like, what the world? Tornado warnings. So we were probably amongst the last flights to arrive in Charlotte before the tornado warnings. It's like, holy crap. Pretty scary in hindsight. Thankfully, we got out of there fine. Then we're waiting for my flight to take off, and the flight after ours, the one after the one I was going to be on, was actually canceled because of weather, and we got out, and I was like, wow. Anyway, I know that was a long 6 minutes. I'm sorry, but that give you guys kind of a little heads up. Let's see. In the video, you'll see some of the celebrities I met, some of the artists I met. Some of the displays and stuff that's there. So many awesome things that was in San Diego. There's a few things I wanted to do. I didn't get a chance to go to them, but that's all right. But let's see, what else? Some comic books, obviously. And some of the comic books that you just look at and drool. But yeah, couldn't get them. Couldn't get them. But anything else? Heck, guys, just enjoy. And hopefully, at the beginning of this year, I said I'm not going to try to go back next year. After going, I'm like, I think I'm going to try to go back again next year. So much fun. And by the way, this is my Comic-Con t-shirt from this year. They have a regular Comic-Con shirt. Then they had like a darker version of their regular shirt, with the eye logo over here. And then every year they have a special design. This year their special design was Catwoman. A couple years ago it was Batman. I don't know who it was last year. I never even saw him last year. But anyway, pinball room. I forgot about the pinball room. That was pretty cool. Free pinball, all you could play. It's pretty cool. And other stuff. Lots of other stuff. Lots of cosplayers. I almost forgot the cosplayers. So many awesome cosplayers. There was a few I wish I had gotten pictures of, and by the time I looked at one person, there was someone there walking away. One in particular was Link. Oh my gosh, I wish I had gotten a picture of her dressed up as Link. She was phenomenal. From The Legend of Zelda, for who don't know, Link. Awesome Link costume. Really wish I had gotten that picture. There was a Darth Vader that was phenomenal. Had lights going and everything. Phenomenal. But all in all, awesome trip. Enjoy.
And here goes takeoff.
Okay guys, we're walking into San Diego Comic-Con. Give you guys a little tour of what it's like after being in all these lines over here for 2+ hours.
2 entrances, left and right. You guys enjoy.
Thank you.
Both sides are open, everybody. Both sides are open. Both sides are open.
And going down to escalator number 1. See a few tables right here. And right down here is where the real magic begins. Right behind those doors. Look at this. Quite frankly, I don't know where I want to go first. It's so much stuff.
I was thinking longer lines though.
Look at all this awesomeness. DC down there, Marvel, or Sideshow, excuse me.
I'm like, why is the sky green?
There's Boom down there. Marvel's back over that way. All the way down to this end is Artist Alley.
You'll get in trouble for that too. Sorry. I'm gonna go to the bathroom right here.
Here's some IDW. I'm kind of walking down the back side of it. You probably can't even tell how far it is down that way to the other end. It's insane how big this place is. Easily a football field and a half long. Easily. It's pretty cool. Over here.
Oh, what is the
Yeah, you know.
my time to shine. This is a question.
Hello, Punch Brother!
Wow. That was very good.
All right, next question.
That's true.
Hello, my name is Andres Avila. I'm from here, and this is my 10th year at Comic Con. I've never asked a question before.
Whoa!
My question is for Steven. I know that you really want to do a supernatural crossover with Arrow. How would that happen?
Settle down. By the way, I love how people ask me like random questions that like I can only answer in the affirmative, and they take that as like Stephen Amell demands. Probably, you know, it's really not going to work unless I can be like a waiter for Jensen and Jared. Like, hey guys, here's your steak. Full monotone delivery. Look right down the barrel of the camera. Just be an awful bit player on the show. That'd be tremendous. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Steven, would you do it in your Arrow voice though?
No.
And now, because of very potent premonition from the seven deities, I have been sent here to the convention and illustrated archives in the Dominion of San Diego. Yes, the Great War, it continues, and my mission has become very apparent. I have been chosen by you, each and every one of you, Vulcan warriors, to lead an army into a new battle, into a great war, to head the Delete Squad. Delete.
Alien Squad.
Yeah, dead last.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is our pleasure to welcome you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Your current local time is 14 minutes after 4 p.m.